How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end. Welcome to Biomutant. All sorts of creepy things live down here. The day almost makes you want to smile. Says the shop holds something for everyone, especially you. The doors here are always open for a potential customer. It's shopping time. A bargain. What you do here matters to you and the world. This region is known as the Knupstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Yippee-ki-yay! Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the Gnotes couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those Gnotes. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride Gnotes. And that powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Let's see. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. believes everyone needs direction in this broken world. Your only hope is that you'll end up in a good place once all this is over.
Andro, sana jode.
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Kala urasa durut, tukonda.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Apli tonumuta, bola kudo.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Kanamunt, monibasa, bola kudo.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
Andro, monibasa.
She wants Lupa Lupin to pay too, even though she strongly believes forgiveness is the strongest revenge.
Bam! The dark wins again. Right? Right?
You're always going to stumble with the dark.
Don't doubt the dark.
It's okay if I curse the dark just this once, isn't it?
I'm just glad to be on the winning side.
Kanamunt, bola kudo.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Kudo tuku, kialdo male kanodo.
The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that?
Kala nyadaldo.
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it.
Kanamunta, kudo tuku.
Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out.
Kanaruta.
Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too.
Tukonda, kanyala no toro.
They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them.
Tukonda,
But let's not speak of that now.
arialoche nui mumera.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow.
Dere kanamunt, minalagi mamuru.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Amu.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Asana yopa, amu. Andro?
She's sad that something as wild as the hoof puff can't be tamed, but has to come to terms with the fact that you need to stop it. You can make so many amazing things out of wood scrap. The story will go on as long as there is someone there to listen. You found the Majut Meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Night gives you relief from the day.
Be naro lote. Kala.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Taifanana numa.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Amun. Minalagi mamuru.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Pial tu ma dropalo. Inyada aldun.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Monibasa. Masama. Puri kumbala muma.
She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. That's interesting. An old home that's still standing.
Radical.
That's going to leave a mark. That's a Stronk box from the times past. It's not often you see them these days. It kept your precious secured in and everyone else locked out. Seems like the cranks need to be unturned in the right order if you want to crack the Stronk box open. This won't be a field trip. It's the real thing. Those are the kind of things you need. Check out that rubber scrap. Flash the slash. A smart foe would leave now. You could experiment with that. Blade screaming beware. Found some e-waste? Worthwhile. Even more facts in that big brain. The wind just cuts right through you in the mountains. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. Never know what's hiding out in the dark. You're still aboard your mount, which is probably a good sign. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha Majut.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes. That's not so far away.
Andro?
It's a seat you fasten on the back of a mount to safeten up your ride. It can become quite bumpy and risky without.